Hi, I'm Patrick Burke, and this is video log 3 for TE150. For this third video log, I interviewed Soren and Shrikant to get a better understanding of them as learners. Specifically, I asked about their metacognitive skill and what motivates them. I summarized the responses given by each of them. I will start with Soren's responses and then discuss Shrikant's. Soren seems to have high metacognitive skills. For example, take math, a class he finds challenging. He realizes his problems with math easily and applies strategies learned from his dad to cope with the challenges. He is able to realize when he is doing well or not by evaluating the number of questions he has about the material. He has a high level of metacognition and has used strategies effectively, evidenced by his improving math grade. I will discuss what I learned about Soren's motivation from the interview next. Soren attributes his success in math to his large amount of effort. He clearly has an incremental view of intelligence because he believes through his effort that he has increased in his overall math skill. He is a textbook example of the expectancy value theory. At the beginning of the course, his effort was minimal, because even though he expected to do well, he did not value the course at all. After realizing he needed to keep his grades up to be able to compete in his desired major, his value of the course increased, and his effort increased soon after. Now on to the summary of Shrikant's interview. Shrikant's metacognition is apparent in the fact that he knows whether he needs to study or not based on his overall comprehension of the material. Being able to analyze the comprehension himself without anyone telling him, like his teacher or his grades or anything, is practically the definition of metacognition. Shrikant attributes his success in chemistry to effort mainly, but also to task difficulty and ability. He does hold an internal locus of control, understanding that the effort supports and builds his ability, which is probably why he finds the task easy. Seeing as he has always been good at chemistry, and combining that with the fact that he is majoring in a chemistry-heavy field, tells me that his expectancy and value are both very high. This is what produces the large amounts of effort he stated that he puts forth. He is also intrinsically motivated to put forth this effort because he enjoys the class/subject and also the challenges that he faces as a part of it. After learning about metacognition and motivation myself in class, I have realized my personal motivations and metacognitive skill level. I've thought about it when I do the homework, when I do the readings. It's just an interesting thing for me to think about in my own time. Interviewing these two friends that I have been working with on this project was an interesting endeavor because I got to see their views on the topics I have been learning about and discussing in class. It was cool to see how maybe their different cultures that I had been learning about has influenced their motivations and their metacognitive skills, the topics that I have been learning, like I said. When I was interviewing Soren and he told me that he learned strategies from his dad to cope with the challenges, I found that kind of interesting because my dad never really helped me with homework too much. It was always my mom that was the one helping me with the homework. So I just thought, my mom always taught me the metacognitive strategies that I use, either her or my teachers, but my dad wasn't really one to help me with it. So when he told me that his dad helped him with the homework, that was one thing that really struck out to me as an interesting piece from his interview. The interviews themselves didn't take that long, but I really did think I got a lot of interesting information out of them, just about the course concepts in general. I think this was probably the interaction that I liked the most because it did tie the concepts of the course together. I was interviewing them about what I've been learning in class. I mean, we have been focusing a lot on the influences of culture in education, which the first two interactions kind of showed me learning about their culture and them learning about my culture, but this interaction was really tying in the specific things that we've learned in the course to the interaction and to the project itself. And I've really enjoyed being able to do this project and understanding different viewpoints from different cultures at MSU, which is such a diverse place that it's perfect for a project like this. The interviews in this interaction, now that they're over with, I'm glad, it's given me a different perspective on some of the metacognitive skills that I can try to adapt, and when I look at my motivation, it just is intriguing that it's so different from theirs, when really I think that my motivation is the best motivation because it's mine personally, but to them, clearly they have completely different motivation. Whereas I'm motivated by probably the good grades, they're motivated by like the love of chemistry, for example, Shrikant's motivated by. And since I'm undecided, I don't really have a subject that I love and I can be motivated by. And just seeing the differences like that and being able to apply the concepts from our class directly to this project has been really interesting for me.